Well, Chris Adams is with us from the American Red Cross of Central Mississippi with some information on assembling a disaster preparedness kit. This is just one step of a 5-step plan. Tell us about that.
The 5-step plan that we recommend for everyone is, first of all, make a plan. You need to know how you're going to evacuate, whether it's just if your house burns down or you have to evacuate your entire community. Where would you go? And all the family members should know what that plan is. Then you need to build yourself a kit, including all of the members of the family in the planning of that kit, and maybe some comfort items for each one of them as well. You also need to get trained. A good first aid kit is not as useful in the hands of someone who hasn't been trained to provide first aid care. You need to give blood. We can make our community stronger by having a good blood supply, and we can also make our community stronger with the 5th step, which is volunteer.
Tell us what's in that kit.
You need to have water, first and foremost. We can't survive for very long without it, and we tend to think of just small bottles, but we need at least a gallon per day per person, and you ought to have at least a 3-day supply on hand. You also need food.
Yeah.
I think a combination of ideas with food. There are a number of ready-made packets, heater meals. These APAC people, they can supply these self-heating meals. They're like MREs that they use in the military. But I think also for most of us, a combination of things makes sense.
You say you need first aid also.
First aid kits, yes. A good first aid kit that includes lots of sterile bandaging material and knowing how to use it.
Drugs?
Yes, drugs, both non-prescription and a good supply of your prescription medications that you really need, things like insulin and heart medications and high blood pressure medications in particular. You ought to have a 2-week supply of, but non-prescription drugs as well. Aspirin and non-aspirin pain relievers, antidiarrheal medications, laxatives, antacids, also serpivipicac and activated charcoal.
Certain things called special needs items.
Special needs items. If you have a baby, you need to plan for baby. If you have an older person, they might have special medications. You might need to keep their eyeglass prescription on file.
Tools?
That kind of thing. A number of tools can be very useful. We all know duct tape comes in handy, but some plastic sheeting, a good multi-tool, light sticks, flashlights, radios, a whistle, often very important for getting attention if you need it. Sanitation needs, you need to have not only toilet paper on supply, but if you need to improvise something, a plastic bucket with a tight-fitting lid, sanitary hand wipes, that kind of thing, bleach, always handy.
Clothes and bedding.
Yes, everybody needs at least one change of clothes in the family, including a pair of hard-wearing pants and a good sturdy pair of boots.
You say important documents also.
Important documents. If you have to leave your home, whether it's for a fire or a hurricane, things you can't easily duplicate. So security cards, driver's license, wills, insurance documents, deeds, all of those things.
Finally, don't forget.
Cash is king. You need cash. Cash is the only thing you can count on.
All right, this is a building kit for one step of a 5-step plan, and we thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, John.